maybe we should talk a little bit about some of the alternatives to the low histamine diet.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
the alternatives like are interesting. So I always say to like people talk about quercetin, for example.
mhm.
Quercetin as being an alternative product that you should
People, I
use.
mean, I
Yeah,
speak about it a lot,
yeah.
or at least I used to before I came across using binders. But like before we ever knew each other, and before I ever became a practitioner or like worked in this world at all,
Mm.
I was on the like quercetin, vitamin C,
Bromelain,
bromelain, things
yeah.
like that, which they can be very helpful. And it basically, I have horrendous hay fever. And so before the allergy season started, I would like, compound all of those supplements, build them up in my system on top of the low histamine diet. And it definitely made a difference. So like they do work in the sense. But what I would say about that routine is while I was absolutely thrilled because I literally could not go outdoors. That's how
Yeah.
bad my hay fever was. Like I had to stay indoors when at school when all my friends were going out to play. So like getting over that was amazing. But the problem with that routine is that I had to be perfect. So I had to start it a few months in advance of allergy season hitting, and I had to be absolutely like perfect, meticulous with not having any high histamine foods, staying away from histamine liberators. I had to be really careful with, barriers, washing myself, everything like that, as in washing the pollen off myself.
Mm.
um, and so, yes, in theory, it can help, but like when it's the summer and you want to have ice cream and chill, like that's quite stressful. So, and it's quite isolating because I felt I couldn't partake in, family and friend activities. So, that's what you'll often hear. I think those supplement protocols often sit alongside the low histamine diet. And we're not saying they don't work to reduce histamine because they do, but it's a very, very challenging way of going about it.
Well, it's like,
And also not a root cause
yeah, like
solution.
quercetin, for example, has been used quite a lot, and I see it a lot in all the histamine groups, and a lot of practitioners
Hmm.
recommend it.
Hmm.
And the funny thing is, what you got to remember is quercetin doesn't get rid of histamine.
Yeah, no, no,
It's a mast
exactly.
cell wall
Yeah, yeah,
stabilizer.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
been
yeah,
shown to
yeah,
work. It's a natural form of sodium
yeah,
chromoglycate,
yeah,
and
yeah.
sodium chromoglycate is it's the pharmaceutical
Hmm.
version of keeping mast cells from
Yeah.
breaking up and releasing that
Well,
histamine.
essentially, what these supplements are doing is that they're helping with the inflammatory aspect. You have to be absolutely perfect to get relief on that routine of the supplements and your diet. Plus, you might also find that you still need to use antihistamines on top of that in peak, pollen season.
Mm.
And you still will have some symptoms, but they might be a little bit milder. So all I'm saying is it isn't a solution because you're trying to be absolutely perfect and it doesn't actually get rid of anything 100%, particularly when you're exposed to high levels of whatever your allergen may be. I'm just using pollen as an example
Well,
for me.